Yo, what's going on, fellas? It's the weekend. That's right. Welcome on into the Friday episode here of Winning Bets, where we get to talk some sports and talk some sports betting as well. We'll, of course, make sure we kick off every show by recapping the previous day, and then we'll roll out the weekend slate of bets, where we get to talk some NASCAR on today's show. We'll talk some tennis, soccer, and, of course, baseball will be on the Payoff pitch live at 11 a.m. Eastern time with myself and the Hockey Squirrel. We've also got the NBA Finals that happened yesterday. DeGent, you out there, my man? You in that comment section? You fired up? Nuggets cruised into a game one. Looks like the Heat made it, maybe the box score respectable at the end, but every time I was checking in on that, the Nuggets were cruising, my man. Love to see that right there. Nuggets cover that first quarter against the spread. God damn, what a gold mine that is. Hey, let's go ahead and jump on into that recap. And we get to ring our own cash register today because we had ourselves a nice little day yesterday, going 5-3 and picking up a couple units at plus 2.17 units. Love that right there. We did hit that tennis parlay that we talked about yesterday. Sarandola, and also Fritz getting it done. Sarandola getting it done in straight sets. Fritz making you sweat a little bit there by dropping the first set. But to be fair, watch that match. He just came out flat with his serve, got broken, couldn't recover in terms of re-breaking him. But then once that first set was over, it was all him and he was in full control. So love to see that right there. We also got a win yesterday afternoon. Blue Jays on the run line at a good plus money price. Easy cash, never in doubt. Ninth inning, a touch sweaty with the leadoff triple, but you could avoid one run and go ahead and still get the cash. And that's exactly what happened. He scores, but the Blue Jays win 3-1 to pick us up a plus money cash. We also get another plus money winner right there with the Rockies on that F5 money line. Connor Seabold. Give it up for my guy, Connor Seabold. That's right. We previewed that match with Chase Anderson. Chase Anderson doesn't go. Connor Seabold comes in. Watched all 5 innings, and you had that look on Connor Seabold's face. Like he was smiling and getting a little smirk on his face every time he was striking somebody out. He was painting the corners masterfully. Absolutely, with the little paintbrush was how he was going about his work yesterday. Love that. And the offense did just enough. They only get one run. They had opportunities for more, but one run is just enough for that. And then later on in the game, they do tack on some more, and we get over that 3.5 on that team total. So give it up for Colorado yesterday. Nuggets coming through for the Gent. His Rockies coming through yesterday, giving him 2 good cashes. That is what I'm talking about. We did get tripped up yesterday, though. That Marlins on that F5 money line, they can't quite get it done against the Padres. And then going to the nightcap, it's almost like we had a 3-unit play. We were all in on that Guardians game. We were on the Guardians on the money line, up 6-3 with a couple innings to go, and then the bullpen lets it down. A little bit of a surprise there, given that strength of that team is that bullpen. It's definitely not their hitting. For them to get 6 runs, that was a nice, pleasant surprise. That bullpen letting them down. My man Morgan just coming in, throwing balls, just giving out free passes. That's always going to bite your ass, it seems like, in the MLB. So you can't be doing that. Bibby, in the process, he didn't go over 15.5 outs. Just started getting worked right there late in his innings, and particularly, obviously, the 5th inning, that was just too much on his arm, and add in the production, that the Twins were getting. He got chased, but we did hit the NRFI in that game, though, in terms of the Twins' perspective. We thought the Twins were not going to be able to score in the first inning. That rounded out a nice 3-legged parlay because the Padres and Red Sox also did not score in the first inning for a good plus 143 cash. So a great day at plus 2.17 units. Love that right there. So a good Tuesday, a little bit of a bummer day Wednesday, and a nice bounce back, picking up those units you lost on Wednesday and getting more of those units in your pocket. So now over 4 units as we roll up into money-making weekend. I'm sure you guys are fired up in that comment section. So let's go right to that comment section and see how you guys are doing. What's up, Tyler? What's up, man? How's it going? Happy Friday to you, my man. Yes, sir. Nuggets getting that dub. Jokic on his triple-double, getting that 10th rebound. The cash, that triple-double. It seemed like that was a popular play yesterday. I know DeGent said in the comment section that he was on the Jokic to get a triple-double. Came through for the people. Late, but it came through. Energy is off the charts. Love that right there. What is it, a day off, and then you get game 2 probably tomorrow night? They got to keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Now they're 9-0 at home in these playoffs. You can't stop the Nuggets at home. Love to see that right there. And he's going to game 2. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, DeGent. Let me PayPal you some money so you can have some beers on me. You can have yourself a good time. Get a beer. Get yourself some ice cream. Something. I'm gonna shoot you some cash. I want you to have yourself a time. What shotgun likes post-COVID? What shotgun like post-COVID? What's shotgun? I don't know. You got me confused. What's shotgun? That got me confused. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, sir, my man. I appreciate the nice comment. And hopefully it's going to strive like hell to make today winning day. That's the goal. I appreciate that. Let's fun cashing with you guys. This feels good meeting up at the cash counter every single day, high-fiving, high energy. Hell yeah, love that right there. Love that right there. All right, let's go ahead and drop that recap. Let's go ahead. Woo, that's not what we want to do. Let's go ahead and drop that recap. Let's go ahead and get some NASCAR. Been a while since we've dipped our toes into NASCAR. I've still been following it like I always do, even though William and I haven't been hooking up for the Highline podcast. But I've been watching it and actually been enjoying it. The last few races have actually been certainly more funner to watch. The entertainment's been there, so NASCAR's on a good little roll. So I'm going to dip my toes this week back into NASCAR. I'm taking Bubba Wallace over Eric Almirola. Bubba Wallace up over Eric Almirola. Bubba Wallace is doing phenomenal as of late. Just look what he's been doing the last 4 weeks, and then you compare those last 4 weeks up against what Almirola's been doing, and Bubba Wallace has been kicking his ass. At Charlotte, Bubba Wallace was 4th. Almirola was 25th. At Darlington, Bubba Wallace was 5th. Almirola was 21st. At Kansas, Wallace was 4th. Almirola was 13th. And he also beat him at Dover, where Wallace was 12th and Almirola was 24th. I mean, 3 of those are in the top 5 for Bubba Wallace. Are you gonna tell me you're gonna take Stewart-Haas Racing over 23-11 right now? Not me. Just gave you the stats right there for Bubba Wallace. He's running hot. Tyler Reddick's running hot. Stewart-Haas Racing is an absolute mess. If it wasn't for Kevin Harvick, they'd almost be like a laughing stock for a big boy team because Briscoe's not doing shit and he's getting penalized. Almirola's been trash. Priest, trash. This Stewart-Haas Racing up against 23-11, no for me. No for me. All we need to do is Bubba Wallace to treat us right. Remember the last time we bet on Bubba Wallace? He wrecked on lap number 10 down in Atlanta. That was a pretty dirty one right there. So keep your nose clean there, Bubba Wallace. Stay out of trouble, and I think you'll give yourself another top 5, top 10 finish. I think you got a chance to really compete this week and do really well. Now, Almirola did beat them the last time we were at Gateway last year, but Stewart-Haas Racing is different this year. Just they're an absolute mess. So current form, Bubba Wallace has every advantage up over Almirola. So yeah, give me Bubba Wallace over Almirola. You know, that's what I'm going to go ahead and roll. Let's go ahead and roll with the French Open as well. I already tweeted this played out. Tsitsipas and Musetti. Little money line parlay at minus 132 over on DraftKings. Those matches start in about an hour. Tsitsipas is going to be in about an hour and a half, so plenty of time to go ahead and get that one in. Picked up a win yesterday at the French Open on a good money line parlay. See if we can't do that again with Tsitsipas and Musetti in action today. All right, that's how we're going to do it there, fellas. That's how we're going to do it. What are you guys betting in baseball today? Did you find today's baseball slate tough to break down, tough to handicap? Tough slate. I got my Giants shirt on. Maybe I like the Giants today, taking on the Orioles at home. Perhaps that could be a play today. I thought that was a question for him, but I still didn't know what you meant. Morning, Tim. Morning, my man. Tim. Hold on here a second, Tim. Tim. Give me a second here, Tim. I'm pulling up right now, Tim, the standings for the NBC Sports Predictor. This is the season-long Premier League Predictum. Tim, that's you on third place. That's you on the podium, my man. Look at that. Number 3 is Tim C. Give it up for Tim. Competing all along in the NBC Sports Predictor. Had 38 weeks of competing, and Tim gets himself up on the podium with 512 points. Well, I've had first place and second place hit me up, Tim. You're the only one that hasn't. You win $50 for that. I was giving out season-long money. Of course, I give out $25 every week to the winner, but I was also giving out money to the people, for the 3 individuals that got themselves up on the podium. Third place was worth $50. So hit me up, Tim. I was waiting to see you in the comment section. Hit me up. You got $50 coming your way. Fantastic job over the course of the season getting your ass up on that podium. So hit me up, Tim. Got $50 coming your way. Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about either. I don't know what the hell he's talking about either, DeGent. You're not the only one. Go off, Tim. Yeah, man. 512 points for Tim. That's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I just love to see it. Yes, I did love to see it. Love it. All right, fellas. Bubba Wallace over Almirola. Damn, that play looks really stinking good. This French Open parlay looks really stinking good. We're going to add some baseball plays to it. Everybody's in action today. Nice 15 games, 30 teams all in action today. I'm feeling good. Connor Seabold helping out yesterday. You know, it looked a little grim when they pulled Chase Anderson, and then you got Connor Seabold out here throwing a shutout through 5 innings. Looked rocky in that 5th inning, runner on 2nd and 3rd. Base knock, we would have been sunk as that would have scored 2 runs. But he comes in, paints the corner, and gets a fastball on the outside corner for strike 3 and ends the 5th inning. I was fired up watching that Rockies game. Again, I watched it all. My man Connor Seabold. Love the smirk he kept having on his face every time he would strike somebody out. He was on it. He was on it. Yeah, Tim. Yeah, man. You earned it. I enjoy playing that game with you guys every week. It's been a blast. So, yeah, hit me up. Hit me up, man. You got it. All right, what are we thinking here, fellas? Baseball. Can't wait to get your thoughts. Can't wait to get your thoughts. All right, let's go find ourselves a Hockey Squirrel. I'm loving today's energy from you guys. I'm loving it. Maybe it's, the energy from last night's basketball, the momentum we've got going on just overall this week, picking up profit in 2 of the 3 days, but loving everybody's mindset, loving the mentality as we roll into Friday. It's Friday, baby. It's June, summer. Kids are starting to get up out of school. Ours has got 1 week from today. They'll be out June 9th. Love it. Summertime, baby. All right, let's go find ourselves a Hockey Squirrel. I'll be right back, fellas. Hey there, everybody. Welcome on into the Friday episode here of the Payoff Pitch, where we're live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. He's, of course, the Hockey Squirrel, and I'm Jason, where we preview each and every single day in the MLB. Powered by Bet Openly. Hop on over to Bet Openly, where you win more and lose less with Bet Openly. There's a link down in this video description. Let's go ahead and get Squirrel's opening thoughts here in quick hits. See what he's up to on a Friday morning. What's up, my man?
Hey, buddy. Didn't play too much yesterday, but had a great result. Went 4-1. I think my only loss was a pitching prop, and it was by one strikeout. So, but I won. I won on the hook on two different games. I had a WNBA game. I bet the Minnesota Lynx plus 5.5, and they lost by 5. So one on the hook there. I had the Denver Nuggets -8. Game closed -9. They covered that, so that was a winner. Let's
Denver
see.
Nuggets.
Oh yeah. I had whether you took Kevin Gossman or Hunter Green, dude. Oh my God, Hunter Green had like 4 strikeouts in the first 2 innings, and that was great. So got a lot of strikeouts there. Kevin Gossman cashed. I think that was pretty much it.
Cosman was dealing. Remember, that was one of our plays of the days yesterday. That Blue Jays on that run line.
Right.
Boy, I mean, other than the ninth inning, run, they shut their ass out. That's what you love. Cosman dealing, bullpen stats working. It all works. Oh, it feels good when the research pays off. Feels really good.
Yeah.
Oh, way to have yourself a day, my man. Way to have yourself a day.
Yeah, so good start to June there, about just over 3 units to start off the month, and we roll on into today where we have quite a bit to take a look at. Some things make sense, some things don't. You know what I've been finding, and this is really nice if you're looking to be more of a well-rounded sports bettor. You can sit there and look at money lines, just money lines, and try to make sense of it. But when you kind of dissect a game into parts, so you are looking at the derivatives, meaning the first 5 innings or the first inning, the NRFI, or you're looking at the pitching props. And it's like, okay, so, now we like an under on the full game, but does it make sense in the first 5? And does it make sense with the pitchers because we want a lot of strikeouts? And you can piece these kind of derivatives as dependent on the full game, or the full game is dependent on these little things. But
Sure.
I think that's making me a stronger bettor by now getting into these distributions of the strikeouts and the pitching props or the batters and this kind of thing. So it's leading me to some fairly weird bets that I've been making, but they're harder to price, and this is why the sports books don't spend a ton of time on them, is the limits are low for them, by an average Joe's standards. Are you getting down seriously $500 a game or more that it's going to matter to you that it's a less liquid market and I can't bet over $500 on this pitching prop? Probably not. So take advantage while you can. Try to build your bankroll on these things.
That all sounds lovely. Let's go ahead and waste no time then, and let's just jump right on to the second inning where we'll take a couple games and break them on down. You may be carrying the weight of today's show. Let's hear what you have to say here and around the bases there, Squirrel.
Yeah, sure. To dive right into something I was just talking about then is looking at 2 teams that I expect a lot of strikeouts from. In terms of the pitchers, at least the way that I've modeled the strikeouts, it would make sense that under 8.5 would be a look in the Blue Jays and Mets. You're getting Verlander and you're getting Chris Bassett, and I expect a decent amount of strikeouts from both of them as far as the props grade out. I think Verlander might be the better choice to get to the Blue Jays in terms of numbers. I don't know how the right versus left-hander thing works out there, but full game, the projection, let me get here because I have like 16 different tabs open. I'm expecting more towards 7 runs and getting 8.5 than under 8.5 at a -105 line became very appealing to me, especially since I do like the strikeouts to go over on both of these pitchers as well. So, I don't know if this is a first five type of thing. I haven't really dug into the overall bullpens of these teams. I think the Mets are decent in bullpen, if I remember right off the top of my head. But that's just kind of what I've been looking at. Everything surrounding the under makes sense, or if you're wanting to take over in strikeouts
Take over.
of either pitcher.
Normally in games, you could go back in the history when you have two power pitchers on the mound in terms of throwing strikeouts. Those games generally lend to an under. So not a big surprise. You've got it projected under that 8.5. So that's a little correlation right there. Squirrel, man, like what game do I want to sit here and talk about? I struggled with today's baseball slate in terms of, obviously the matchups that were today in terms of vibing,
Sure.
with the numbers and where currents are. I could start with I could start with this Phillies and this Nationals game where I kind of like the Nationals at a good plus 160. They've got a much better bat right now versus right-handed pitching. They're hitting 260 where the Phillies are hitting below the Mendoza line at 198. Phillies aren't bringing any power to the plate versus right-handed pitching. They're only hitting 284 and slugging. How the Nationals are up to 466. This is the Nationals team that should be able to hang. Zach Wheeler up against Josiah Gray. You start looking at this Phillies team where they're striking out at 26.6%, not hitting the ball at 198. Josiah Gray can go over his strikeout prop. But a lot of familiarity, obviously, with these two teams, with the Nationals and the Phillies hooking up. It's got to be enough to make me a little bit nervous. Bullpen-wise, where are we putting the edge there? Not putting the edge really anywhere. I expect that whoever can get in those good arms to be successful in this game, and I bet whoever is leading is not going to turn it over. I think they can get the job done. Struggled with this one. I like the Nationals, though. Think they can get it done. Think they can certainly get to that F5 team total. Chase Zach Wheeler before he gets under 18.5 outs. Take a look at the Nationals today, plus 160. I think they're worth a shot today. What's another game for you, Squirrel?
Well, this is one I would recommend grabbing now as it's like literally moving now. So if you're watching this live, then I suggest the Cleveland Guardians and the Minnesota Twins to go under 8.5. I'm looking at some of these retail books, and those are the slowest movers. Looks like you can do under 8.5 at minus 115, and it is on its way to 8. I have it modeled at about 7.5, maybe a little bit higher than 7.5. So what you're getting, I know what you're getting in terms of the Twins, which is Bailey Ober. I was looking at his strikeout props. I have it modeled to go over like I would have yesterday with Pablo Lopez. It just freaks me out that the Guardians really don't strike out much, and even Pablo Lopez had some trouble getting to 5 strikeouts. This is a thing that I paid, dude. I don't even remember. I think I paid minus 165 yesterday for Pablo Lopez over 4.5, and he got to 5, so I did cash it. But he ended there at 5 as well. So if really what we call our ace on the Twins is getting to 5, how is Bailey Ober going to handle this one? Not sure, but he is like 6'8", 6'9". He's got that big power velocity. It's hopefully tougher to hit. I went back in his game logs pretty much exactly 1 month ago. He did get 6 strikeouts against the Cleveland Guardians in Cleveland. So we'll see how it goes today. But as far as that overall under looks, it's going to 8 and fast. So grab under 8.5. You'll close good by a half a run.
That's an interesting total there at 8.5. I'll tell you, after yesterday's game, the bullpen numbers, even though some of those runs obviously came late with the Twins coming back and beating the Guardians, the bullpens didn't take too big of a hit yesterday, so they still grade out to be both the top 10 top 10 bullpen. But the offenses are on the move. Yesterday, talked about this game, obviously, like the Guardians on that money line. But both offenses are trending up. So bullpen's still good. Offense is trending up. Savali on the mound. I think he's good for a few runs. There's a reason why they sent him back down to the minors. Interesting right there. You see that one going under. If the first 5 goes under, I think you will see an under. I'm just worried that maybe the first 5 could run into a little bit of a trouble there on that under. But certainly not a good play. And I like that one you brought up there with the strikeouts, right? If Lopez, the ace of that staff, can just get the 5 Ober. Can he get the 5 and cash the over? I think that one's going to be a little bit tricky. What's another game I want to talk about here at Around the Bases? Again, I thought it was a very, very tricky day. let's talk about the Angels taking on the Astros today with Ohtani taking on Valdez. This is a matchup here where you've got the Angels at plus 110. You got the Astros at minus 130. You look at some of these career numbers off of Valdez. Ohtani has struggled. Trout has struggled. Really, Taylor Ward is the main guy that's had success off of Valdez. Otherwise, a lot of poor performances against Valdez. Valdez had a great outing earlier this season up against them. Then you look at Ohtani, though. This totals at 7.5. Angels do swing a good bat right now versus left-handers. They're hitting .313 off of left-handers, which I looked at back up earlier this season when Valdez went up against them. They weren't swinging the hot bat against left-handers. So is that enough to tip the scales in the ballast towards the Angels that maybe they can get it done? Because the Houston Astros, versus right-handers, they're struggling. They're only hitting .228. We know Ohtani's got a killer strikeout stuff. We flip it over to the bullpen. This is where it's neck and neck. I see no real advantages across the stats. Both of them are about league average right now. Perhaps the Angels can get it done. I like the Angels at plus 110 with the way they're hitting left-handers, even though they've struggled against Valdez in their career. Don't be surprised if maybe the Angels can't get it done at plus 110. All right, let's shut up and pitch now. Let's move to this third inning, see what pitching props you've got.
Yeah, here's possibly one of my favorite plays. I took this right when it came out. It looks unavailable at this point. I grabbed Edward Cabrera of the Miami Marlins to go under 7.5 strikeouts at minus 142. It looks like it's minus 180 or worse now. So I got a hell of a line there when it opened. That was at Bookmaker offshore, but if you were looking for an onshore book that has the line, it was Betway, had the same line, under 7.5 at minus 143. So I think that is a hell of a line. If you're going to go under 6.5, I think you can look reasonably for pretty good plus money, especially as the day goes on, because it's against the Oakland Athletics and the perception is really bad bats. That would be a correct perception, but getting 8 strikeouts is a hell of a lot. It's just a tall task for any pitcher. If anything goes wrong for an inning or two, you're kind of struggling, right? So I'm very happy with my under 7.5, but I would not pass on under 6.5 at the right number. I think I've seen plus 110. I might wait a little bit for some better plus money. I would just think that due to the opponent being the Oakland Athletics and the perception of this team being so bad, that you could get probably a much better number later on.
That's going to be an interesting game. They're throwing out some guy, I have no idea how to pronounce his name. Then they're going to go to, looks like Hogan Harris for maybe a few innings. They're trying to patch it together out of just bullpen guys. They're not throwing a starter today. So it'll be interesting. The Athletics bullpen numbers have actually been improving to where if they want to go 2 innings max with a guy, I could see a scenario where the Athletics actually can get it done today. Scary as that sounds, okay. I know. But we'll see. All right, I got a pitching props for you. You said Edward Cabrera. You said under 7.5 strikeouts. Yeah, the reason he's going to stay under 7.5 strikeouts is because he's going over 3.5 hits allowed. Over 3.5 hits allowed. A little disrespectful to the Athletics. This is a major league ball club here, right here. This is a guy that in his 11 starts, he's gone over in 7 of his 11 starts. The last 3 right-handed starters that the Athletics have seen, that being Christian Javier of the Astros, Bryce Elder of the Braves, and Michael Soroka. How the hell you pronounce that guy's name? Of the Braves. All 3 of those guys went over 3-point hits allowed. All 3 of those guys are better than Edward Cabrera. The Athletics may suck. Yes, they had the league worst batting average versus right-handers at 154, but they're at least stringing together hits over the course of 5 innings. For Edward Cabrera, this number shouldn't be at 3.5. I'll take the over on Edward Cabrera hits allowed at over 3.5. And then another one I like is a debut, like Reese Nelson here of the Detroit Tigers, to go over 4.5 Ks at plus money. This is the number 2 pitching prospect here for the Detroit Tigers. He's a very high strikeout guy. In the minors, he had 47 strikeouts and 36.2 innings pitched. His last 2 outings really comes into this Major League debut on fire. 10 innings pitched, 19 Ks in his last 2 minor league appearances. He's got a 4-pitch mix, so like to see that right there. And the White Sox The reason I also think you can have confidence in maybe Reese Olson getting it done is the White Sox struggle versus right-handed pitching. They only hit 216 and they strike out at 27.2%. So you're obviously getting the new factor. You're getting a guy that's a high strikeout guy. It's easy to look back at this prop afterwards if it doesn't hit and say, oh, the nerves got to him his major league debut. Put all that shit aside. If the guy just goes out and goes 5 innings, there's a chance he's going to get a strikeout more per inning with the stuff that he has against a struggling White Sox team. So I'll take over 4.5 Ks at plus money. All right, 4th inning long shots. Got to give these guys a dog today. What do you got there, Squirrel?
2 of them that I had noted. One was I got to see who they're going against. The Pittsburgh Pirates against the St. Louis Cardinals. Roansy Contreras and Jack Flaherty. It's at PNC Park, so Pirates are at home, and you can get this roughly around plus 130. As far as the model is concerned, I have them around plus 110, and I'm getting plus 130. So I don't know exactly why or where the perceived overvaluing is coming from for the Cardinals. I mean, I know that they're a good club and everything, but I do feel that the Pirates have been fairly consistently undervalued in quite a few games. I don't think they're maybe as bad as the lines have been maybe suggesting that they are. I don't know. In terms of stats, if you have anything that backs that up or an opinion that backs that up at all, but that's just where the model spit the game out and where I perceive some value.
I think it's one of I feel like there's a lot of dogs today that are like small dogs, and I feel like if you're gonna take a bite at one of them, maybe you just take a bite at all of them and hope for a positive outcome. I think the Pirates are a good one. You're getting the hitting advantage. You're getting a really good bullpen advantage. The starter is probably a wash, so you're getting 2 of the 3 advantages. I like the Pirates today as well. I thought they were a good dog and a nice option to have. Plus 125. You had it graded at what?
Plus 110.
Plus 110. So okay, not bad right there. Curious to see where
beyond
you got.
that,
Yeah,
okay.
throw out some other ones. Throw them out.
Beyond that was the Boston Red Sox at home again on the money line. Let me see what the price was that I had, because I seem to have liked that also around plus 130. Red Sox, where are we at? More of a coin flip type of game against the Rays, and I think they were throwing this Tyler Glasnow. Or Glasnow.
Put some respect on that name. I know I stumble through about 99% of the pronunciations, but I'm not going to mess up Tyler Glasnow. Put some respect on this guy's name.
All right. Yeah. Model came out with more of a coin flip, so I'm getting closer to plus 130. I don't think I've seen. I don't know if it's just because I haven't seen it or if he hasn't been pitching much. I don't know which.
Which guy?
That name.
I mean,
Tyler
Glasnow's coming off arm injury. I think this is his 2nd start since the return, so he missed all of last season. Whitlock had been sitting down. I don't know if he got injured or got sitting down, but either way, it looked like his game log he got sitting down due to poor performance, but maybe he was also injured relating to that poor performance. 2nd start since his return, decent in his comeback. So.
Is Glasnow a strikeout pitcher more so?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a big tall kid. Big tall kid.
My projections have him more towards like 7 strikeouts, but I think it was a little bit lower if you were looking at like DFS projections, which I kind of like to compare my stuff to just for a sanity check, if that makes sense. So like, if you're gonna look at like a FanDuel, or FanDuel owns like something like Number Fire, so you can look at projections by them and see if you're kind of in the ballpark. Get it? So there's that.
What was his number?
They had a little bit lower than 7, but I think I was around 7 strikeouts.
You're getting good plus money. He got 8 strikeouts against the Dodgers. The only concern is, he only went about 80 or so pitches. Are they going to keep not babying him? But he is coming back from a major arm injury, so what are they going to do with him in terms of length? Are they content right there, or are they, building him up? So,
I think FanDuel might be a bit of a steal on this line, man. Geez, You can get over 5.5 Ks for Tyler Glass now at minus 118 at FanDuel. Everybody else is like 6.5, or if you're gonna get 5.5, at a POS book like PointsBet, they have it jacked up to minus 155. But um, you know, it doesn't
Actually,
matter what their line is because you can only get $3 down on their book anyway. So
yeah, $2.50 is what they'll let me get down. It's
yeah.
so nice. I am seeing that. So FanDuel has 5.5. Everybody, and it's at decent juice. And everybody else has 6.
I mean, I have the projection of 7, so if I'm getting over 5.5 with small juice, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'm looking
Absolutely
up
too.
Barstools. I add this sucker to the card. I wonder if
Cool.
FanDuel must have dropped off of 6.5 because they were all at 6.5 earlier when I looked. I'm gonna look up Barstools, getting there. Here we go. I'm there. Let's see what Barstools has. Barstools, you can do a alternate. They're the only ones that give you like an alternate line. They're at minus 180 for 5.5, and I'm showing minus 128 on FanDuel. I'm gonna lock that in. Minus 128 on FanDuel. I'm locking that in. I'm gonna lock that in. Tyler Glass now. Over 5.5 strikeouts.
Wait, what did you say? Minus 128?
Mm-hmm. Well, no.
I see 118.
118. Well, let me get logged in. Maybe it.
Oh, it literally just jumped to 128 as I was saying it.
Yeah,
I
I
wonder
got
if somebody
minus 1.
hammered it from the show, dude. I'm kidding.
I'm about to hammer it with my unit. I'm about to drop a unit on it. I'm doing it. Minus 128. I'm in. FanDuel. Minus
Okay.
128. Glass over 5.5 Ks. Damn right. Every other book is at 6.5. I'm in. I'm in for the ride. All right. Well, there's a bet I'll have to modify at the end of the notes here. FanDuel sleeping on 5.5 Ks. Jump on that, fellas. That's what you get here on the live show. You get some great bets. Live bets. Glass now over 5.5 Ks. Did you finish rounding out your dogs? You like the Red Sox and what else?
Yeah, the Red Sox and the I don't know, what was it? The Pirates.
Oh yeah, the Pirates. Sorry, and the Pirates. Yeah, I like that Pirates one too. What are these dogs? Am I just gonna add a bunch and hope for the best? I am going to add the Rangers, though, at plus money, at plus 102. I like them. I like the Rangers today taking on the Mariners. You get John Gray against Luis Castillo. From an offensive perspective, offense is better for the Rangers by far. 275 batting average versus 218. They slug 435. The Mariners slug 398. They have a weighted runs created of 107 versus 94. And they strike out less at 19.6. Against 25.4 there for the Mariners. Better bullpen by far for this Rangers. Listen to these numbers: a 1.77 ERA versus a 3.6, a WHIP of 1.08 versus 1.3. Opponent's batting average 211 against 241, and the home runs in the last 10 days, Rangers are at 0, and the Mariners are at 1.5. So then you just have to look at Castillo up against Gray. They've already both gone up against the opponent this year, where Gray was outstanding. Luis Castillo gave up 3 runs over 5 innings. Better from John Gray. Both of them decent in terms of, if you look at their ERA, you look at their FIP, opponent's batting average, and WHIP. They're pretty relatively close. Maybe Gray's going to be due for a little regression because he did have a nice start, but the fact is the Rangers also saw Castillo earlier this month and had good success off of him. So I think the Rangers at plus 102 could be a good dog. And then honorable mention goes to the Blue Jays, where it's Chris Bassett up against Justin Verlander. You're getting the number 1 offense here in the Blue Jays. You're getting the top 5 bullpen here in the Blue Jays. All you have to do is overcome is Justin Verlander, and he hasn't been scary. He certainly had some nice starts so far this season. But with the Mets' struggles on offense, and Chris Bassett never am seeing these Mets as being a member of them last year, I see why he can go out and also throw 6 strong innings himself. So I'll take the better offense. I'll take the better bullpen. Blue Jays at plus 115 up against the Mets today are your honorable mention for a dog. All right, 5th inning, keep swinging. See if we can't give these guys some hitting props. Who do you have?
Nobody particular. I was just looking at it right now. An interesting one. To go under 1.5 total bases from a projection standpoint would be Matt Olson of the Atlanta Braves.
Okay.
Let's see. So who is the then I need to figure out who the Arizona Diamondbacks pitcher is today. Unless you know off the top of your head.
Kelly.
Merrill Kelly.
Merrill.
That's not the worst then.
Mm-mm.
So this is minus 130 at DraftKings would be your best line for Matt Olson, under 1.5 total bases. So from a projection standpoint, I know this sounds weird to like, I don't know if I say like he's projected to get like 0.46 singles, right? Like, I know that sounds weird on a distribution, but this is kind of how it would be. Like, you would expect a certain amount of singles, doubles, triples, or home runs from a batter, and then you would sum all of that up, and then that would be, you'd then put it on some sort of distribution. So the expectation then would be, let's see, what the line would be expected to be is minus 152, and you're getting minus 130.
Okay.
So I'll say Matt Olson of the Braves to not go over, so to go under, to go under 1.5 total bases against Merrill Kelly and the Diamondbacks.
All right. I got a couple of guys for you here. Let's look at DJ LeMahieu for the Yankees up against Clayton Kershaw, where he's hitting 281 off of him. That's 18 hits off 64 at-bats, 14 Ks. Of the guys, definitely it's DJ LeMahieu that should really be able to get to Clayton Kershaw. Also, Yandy Diaz. They're the Tampa Bay Rays. He's 4 for 8 off of Garrett Whitlock with 0 strikeouts. Love those numbers right there. Matt Carpenter, he's 7 for 24 up against Jameson Taillon. You get that lefty-on-righty matchup there with Carpenter versus Taillon. And you also get another lefty-on-righty matchup with Dominic Smith taking on Zach Wheeler, where he's 8 for 21 lifetime up against Zach Wheeler. So those are the guys I'll be looking for to be most productive today. All right, 6th inning, it's a steal. Give these guys some steal today on the board, and I'll give them my Nerfy of the day.
Yeah, will do. I looked up Matt Olson specifically against Merrill Kelly. He's had 6 plate appearances, 6 at-bats, 0 hits, and 2 strikeouts. So that is good news for that under 1.5 total bases. Moving on to It's a Steal. There were 2 different spots that the data model, I don't know, like every so often, I pull together a price and I'm like, did I just do some shit like way wrong? Like, did I like flip the batters, or did I put the wrong pitcher in, or are we at the right field, or, just something doesn't come out very close at all to the market price, which kind of scares me a little bit. So I have to run it a second time. I'm like, no, that was actually true. It's weird to me today that I have the New York Mets favored a lot higher than the market does. So whether you want to call it a steal or not, this I think was the Mets and the Dodgers. I had both minus 130 as great value for It's a Steal. I have them significantly higher. I think the Dodgers are still playing the Yankees today, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why. I haven't figured out exactly why that is. I don't know if you can see it or not. Somebody passed along yesterday the Mets at like a really ridiculous price. I think they were like minus 160 or minus 170 yesterday. And somebody was trying to like get me to go along with them on that. I did not like it. Today, though, I do see quite a bit of value on the board for the Mets. So I don't know what the person saw yesterday that was handing me that play. They did win.
I was on the Mets yesterday. They were one of my pickers or whatever, leans or whatever the hell it was. I was on
it was a little bit later in the day. I don't know what price you got, but they were trying to tell me like minus 160, minus 170. So.
Oh, I didn't actually.
Is that roughly where you?
Yeah, I don't know what the price was. I didn't actually bet it. I just, those are rapid fire. I picked the Mets.
Oh, for sure. So in terms of steal prices, though, I like minus 130 for the Dodgers, minus 130 for the Mets.
All right, that's your 6th inning. It's a steal. The Dodgers and the Mets. I like to give out my Nerfy of the day. We hit our Nerfy yesterday, a good plus 143. We were able to pluck out 3 teams that couldn't score. Today, I like a full game Nerfy, and I like that full game Nerfy in the Phillies taking on the Nationals. You can get it at minus 110 for the full game Nerfy. The Phillies Nerfy in 73% of their games, and the Nationals Nerfy at 71% in their games. So both of those teams are in the bottom 10. Love that. Both of them over 70%. Josiah Gray in the 1st inning, he's been really good, only giving up 3 earned runs and 11 starts, 2 of those via the home run. So just avoid the home run ball. I think we should be okay here. A .91 whip and a .158 opponent's batting average to go along with 9 strikeouts. So doing a very good job of, relatively speaking, being clean with those batting averages and those whips. Zach Wheeler, he's given up 2 earned runs in his 11 starts. He has 14 Ks in 11 starts. His whip is also good at .9, and his opponent's batting average is also good at .171. So 2 guys that have been successful, 2 teams that NRFI a lot. Going to be a lot of scary names of Trey Turner and Schwarber and Harper and all the guys you have to get through. But the stats are there from the hitting and the pitching. So that's my NRFI of the day. It's Phillies. It's Nationals at -110. What's up, dog? Let's get your best bet today. Let's get your best bet today. I love it.
It's something that I've already talked about. I think it's an absolute steal. It's a really, really good bet. It's that Edward Cabrera under 7.5 Ks. I paid -142, and if you're going to take under 6.5, I still would do it at plus money. See if you can do something better than +110. That's where the price was when I took under 7.5. But yeah, there were 2 books that just opened that line way incorrect, and that was Betway and Bookmaker.
Not Glass Now. You said Edward Cabrera under 7.5 Ks. Edward Cabrera under 7.5 Ks for my best bet of the day. I'm going out west. I'm going to go and sport those San Francisco Giants today. I think that is the best bet today on the board. Giants money line at -155. Logan Webb up against Dean Kremer. Best offense by far, the Giants. Better average, slugging, on base, weighted runs created. It's all better than the Orioles, except for they strike out more. Giants are generally a high strikeout team. But other than striking out, they're a better offense versus right-handed pitching than the Baltimore Orioles. The bullpen advantage is absolutely massive. ERA of .72 versus 5.8. FIP is 1.63 versus 4.33. Your whip is .64 versus 1.68. And opponent's batting average is .150 versus .306. Massive, massive bullpen advantage. Logan Webb at home should certainly get the job done. I like the Giants today on the money line at -155 to get the job done. That's the best bet today on the board. Double play, parlay me on a Friday there, Squirrel. What you got?
Oh, boy. I was prepared for every inning except this. Oh, God. I'm never prepared for 2-team parlays because I don't do them. Gosh. Let's see here. If I were going to, though, if I really were going to, I could do something as simple as the Mets and Dodgers with the perceived value there. I think I'll go with Mets and Dodgers just because I think that they should be a lot higher than they are. I mean, in terms of price. They're both home favorites on a Friday. I'm good with that.
All right, I'm trying to find a second team. I am going to go with... Man, I like that team, actually. I'm definitely going with the Padres, by the way. And if you're wondering, I can show up the stats. Jameson Taillon, he talked about pitchers in terms of their profitability through the first 5 innings. Well, we know league worst is Jordan Lyles. You even saw a comment in the comment section there by DeGent. He's still his league worst. He's only got 1 win, 8 losses, and 2 pushes through the first 5 innings. Jordan Lyles in action today against Colorado Rockies. But also on that list is Jameson Taillon. He's only got 1 win and 6 losses in his starts through the first 5 innings. So I think the Padres can certainly get to Taillon. I think Walker will really limit the damage against a Cubs team that is absolutely struggling. And then a Cubs bullpen that is full-on struggling. So I do like the Padres. It's -155 as well. What will I parlay them with? What is my best over and under today? Probably going to do... I will do... I don't know. Man, I thought it was a tricky day today. I told you guys at the beginning of the show. I thought it was tricky. I will... Nationals on the run line? Is that fair? I'm going to do Nationals on the run line for a parlay at +221. Nationals run line, Padres money line, +221. All right, let's throw all those bets up on the screen. And then let's do some rapid fire. Let's do it. We'll circle. I see all the comments about asking if this team should win, this team should win. All that stuff is coming right now here in rapid fire. All right. Squirrel, did you want to rifle off your bets while I throw mine up here? I'm getting mine right now. All right, here we go.
Um, yeah, I mean, the only thing I've actually bet today is the Edward Cabrera line under 7.5 Ks. Beyond that, though, I would expect to be getting down on the Mets, on the Dodgers, both on the money line. Um, I think I might have missed the Guardians and Twins boat at this point. So hopefully, live you got under 8.5. You'd be beating the line pretty easily now by a half a run if you went under 8.5 when I had given that out a little bit ago here. Beyond that, we'll just go to rapid fire, and I'm sure things will
Cool.
come up. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've got a free bet over on BetMGM that expires in a few hours, so we'll be cooking up a free roll. Check me out on Twitter. We'll go ahead and drop that. Take some of my favorite leans here. I showed my card right there, and it's 4, but when we get through rapid fire, like I could add the Pirates money line. Like that is, a dog that I like. I could even be talked into adding the Reds on the money line today, and that's the first game here to talk about here on rapid fire between the Brewers and Reds with an over-under of 10. Brewers at minus 165. The Reds are at plus 140. The Brewers cannot hit left-handed pitching. Brandon Williamson is shit. If he looked a little bit better, this would be a full-on dog because the Brewers cannot hit left-handers, well below the Mendoza line. The Reds, meanwhile, are doing excellent versus right-handers. They've got the third best. Corbin Burns, you see his strikeout number again. It's only at 6.5. Not the same dominant guy he's been in the past. I like the Reds, plus 140.
Yeah, I have the game plus or minus 156, so that puts the Brewers right about where they're supposed to be, right? And I think, what'd you say? Over under was
10.
10? Yeah, I have it 10.5. So this would imply that the Reds get runs. They need runs because I don't know. I mean, 10 runs is a lot for a team to do. I mean, it happens, but are they going to hit Corbin Burns enough to get to 10? Or 11, really?
Well, is Milwaukee going to hit Williamson? I mean, they're hitting 170. They're slugging 245. Right. Their weighted runs created is 64.
So it's a little wild that you'd find a line of 10 then, right? I mean...
Yeah, I don't get it. But it's because Williamson, you look him up and it's like, well, everybody's kind of tagging him. Can the Brewers do it? Not based on their numbers. This one's tricky. The line is tricky.
Yeah.
I like the Reds.
Probably pass on the game. I'd probably just pass on the game. I would think the Brewers win. Kind of feel like the game would go under, but that's going against my own projection. I don't like to weigh my opinion. I mean, I have 10.5. There's probably at 10 for a reason if you're going by the numbers. So,
well, the Milwaukee bullpen, I can tell you right now, it's bottom 10. It's terrible. It's another reason why you can feel good taking that Reds money line. The bullpen for Milwaukee's terrible. Now, Reds isn't all that great in their own right. Only grades out a tick better. But one's bottom 10. The other one's about league average.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting. Athletics and Marlins.
Pass.
Yeah, I'm passing. Athletics and Marlins, over under of 8.5. Athletics at plus 160. Marlins at minus 190. I like the Athletics at plus 160 a little bit if they're going to just run through, let's say, 5 guys. They're going to give, like, nobody length. Like, I don't know who the hell Hogan, I think was it Hogan Harris?
Hulk Hogan.
Or Hulk, yeah, whatever it was. I mean, and then whoever they've got, this is a bullpen guy. This guy, sometimes he doesn't even go 1 inning. Just because of his game log, he goes like 0.2 innings. It's not guaranteed that he's going to get through 1 inning of this Marlins team. So it depends on how the Athletics want to play this game. I like them at plus 160.
Yeah, this is a little bit off track here. WNBA, New York Liberty, minus 9.5. If you can find that line. It's moving now, so I don't want to move on that.
All right, Phillies and Nationals with an over-under of 9. Phillies at minus 190. Nationals at plus 160. I think the Nationals can get it done here with Josiah Gray and then flip it over to a bullpen and can just keep this Phillies team quiet. They just can't hit right-handers. Hitting right-handers right now, 198, slugging 284, striking out at 26.6% of the time. I think the Nationals, there are a lot of great little small dogs out there. Nationals at plus 160. Sign me up.
Ooh. Yeah, I have plus 145 for the Nationals as my price, so my projection anyway. So I wouldn't mind that.
I'm not even price shopping either. That minus 1 or plus 160 could be, could obviously be greater on another book. So
yeah, I can go take a look very fast. This is plus 165. You can do um, yeah. I mean, I can get plus 165 on some of my books. So
Next one we got here is the Pirates and Cardinals with an over-under of 9.5. Cardinals minus 145, Pirates plus 125. If I'm betting the winner, I'm taking the better offense. I'm taking the better bullpen in the Pirates all day long at plus 125. Kind of like the Pirates team total here. I think that they're, I think they can certainly get the Flaherty for a couple. And the Cardinals bullpen underperforming, bottom 10 in all the categories. So I take the Pirates, and I guess I'll take the over.
um, yeah, I don't know. I talked about the Pirates in the long shot. I have the total at 8.5. I don't know where you said it was at.
Mm-hmm. It's 9.5.
Oh, hmm.
You got it at
All
eight and
right.
a half. It's because the Cardinals just don't hit. They just have the perception. There's a reason why that's projected under. And then the Pirates bullpen is decent. Contreras did good earlier this season up against the Cardinals. That's why I kind of like that Pirates team total a little bit. But
Yeah, I like the Pirates money line probably the best in that one. But
yeah, Rays and Red Sox over under of 9 minus 145 for the Rays, plus 125 for the Red Sox. You like the Red Sox. I like the Rays. I take the Rays minus 145.
okay, yeah, like I said, I have it pretty much as a coin flip game. So getting good plus money on a home team, I'm happy with that.
May not know how long Glass is going to go, but however long he's going to go, I bet he's going to be pretty efficient. So, like that. And Blue Jays and Mets over under of 8.5. Blue Jays plus 115. Mets minus 135. Blue Jays, they were my honorable mention dogs. So of course, I have to stick with them. If you believe it, Verlander going to quiet down this number one offense for the Blue Jays. You probably then have to like the under because of that Blue Jays bullpen is outstanding. So, I'll say Blue Jays get it done, low scoring, under 8.5.
Yeah, I have it around 7. And again, dude, I have the Mets favored by so much more than what's available at the minus 130. So I'll be taking them as well.
Mariners and Rangers over under of 8. Mariners minus 115. Rangers at even money.
I have this right pretty much smack on with the market. I have it at 8 and plus or minus 111. Mariners are favored slightly, minus 111. So that's pretty much where it's at.
I'm going to go over 8. And of course, the Rangers on the money line. Angels and Astros over under of 7.5. Angels plus 110. Astros minus 130. I'm taking the Angels. May have struggled off Valdez, but 313 hitting left-handers. I hope that they show up today and Otani can do his job. So, yeah, I'm taking the Angels at plus 110.
Let's see. I have it. Yeah, I have it plus 118 for the Angels and an over under of 8, if that's even close to. Yeah, 7.5. Okay.
All right, this next game, I thought you were going to be all over the over. With the Rockies and Royals over under 9, Rockies plus 105, Royals minus 125. Both of these offenses versus right-handers are top 5. Rockies bullpen is god-awful. You saw it again yesterday with them blowing the lead to the Diamondbacks. The Royals bullpen is a tick below league average. It's about 16 to 19 across the various stats. With good offenses, Jordan Lyles, one of the worst F5 pitchers out there. I have to like an over. I like the Rockies. I believe in Chase Anderson a lot more than Lyles. I'll go with over. I'm going to just go with over 9, not try and pick a winner, but I do like the Rockies over 9 though.
I think I would have probably been on it, or the model would have jacked the total up if it was at Coors Field instead of Kauffman Stadium. I have it at over under 10. I thought the same thing though. I got really excited when I saw those pitchers come up, when I saw the stats for those pitchers come up last night. I was like, oh, this has to be an over. I mean, that was the first thing that popped into my head too, was this is going to be an over. And yeah, it didn't grade out that way by the numbers, but yeah, so I have it about 10 projected.
Guardians and Twins over under of 8. Guardians plus 115. Twins minus 115. Savali up against Ober.
I think Twins might be your look here, and the reason I say that is because I have over to get a decent amount of strikeouts, and I also now looking at it. I don't know where the opener was for the Twins, but I have them projected minus 130. So as long as they haven't come down in price, then it's something that I would be interested in because I think it makes sense with Bailey Ober being on the mound. But it is a little bit scary. Yeah, and the Twins did come down. Wow, you're getting minus 115 somewhere
Where?
for the
For the
Twins?
Twins? I
Yeah.
don't think so. Who is?
Oh, I thought you said they were plus. Oh, plus 115. I must have heard. That would make sense on the other side, right?
Yeah, they're minus 135.
Oh, I heard you say minus 115. I got all excited about the Twins.
I was looking up the Twins. I thought this was the case. So they didn't use their closer last night, Duran. I remember
Yeah,
sitting. I
he's the
remember.
flamethrower,
I
huh?
remember sitting in New Orleans. That was the night we had that Angels team total, and Duran came in. This dude's throwing gas like 100 miles an hour. They
Yeah,
didn't
I
use
think
him
he
last
set the
night.
ceiling for like the new velocity or whatever. I don't know what he threw like
Oh, it was like every
104
pitch was
and a half.
100. It was one of those bets where you're you're not scraping across the one run you need to get off the hook and get a catch. Like, dude was just throwing heaters. I like the Twins. They didn't use that guy last night. Ober is way better than Savali. The Twins offense grades out better. I like the Twins minus 135.
Yeah, I do too.
Tigers and White Sox. We have no starter for the White Sox, so I can't imagine you'll have much of an opinion on this one. I'm going to ride with Reese Olson and this dude making his debut because I get the better offense than the Tigers. Bullpen wise, no advantage. But give me the Tigers. They're going to get it done here for Reese Olson. Plus
Yeah,
130.
it's a skip for me.
Yeah, I knew that. All right. Cubs and Padres over under of 8.5. Cubs plus 135. Padres minus 155. I like the Padres at minus 155. With how bad the Cubs bullpen is struggling and they don't hit right-handers, you could almost flip that to a Padres run line. I bet they're going to cover the two. So give me Padres run line.
Yeah, dude, Petco Park. I always get these low ass projections. I don't. I mean, it's because of the park factors of Petco. I don't know if it's just like a huge ass field or like why that projection is always so damn low, but it is. I think you said this was what 8 or 8.5. I have it closer to 7,
Oh, so
eight and a half, and juice to the over.
I was going to say, so you're taking the even money at the under?
I don't know.
Or wait until it goes to 9 and then take in the under 9 at minus 120.
Dude, I have no idea. I don't know why I get such a low projection there, but I do. So
Well, is it playing out? Let's
is it
see.
playing out?
Yeah, is it like playing? Like, is that a narrative that is a thing? I'll go look. Takes 2 seconds.
Oh, like
Let's see.
unders at Petco Park, yeah.
Yeah, let's look at their last time they were home against Boston. That would have been under, over, over, under, and then over. So that was like 3 overs and like 7 unders. All right,
Yeah,
like 70%.
let's see.
And that was against good teams at home.
Yeah, so when the Padres are at home this season, they're 9 overs and 16 unders so far. So they've only gone over 36% of the time this at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess under.
Under. I'll go under, but I'm definitely going Phillies on the money line. Or I mean, Padres. Sorry, Padres. Sorry, I was looking at something. Braves and Diamondbacks over under of 9. Braves minus 120. Diamondbacks coming in here at even money. This is one where I said, like, if you're like in a mood to just go hunting for dogs and you're betting them, don't leave out the Diamondbacks if you're going hunting for dogs today because they grade out about the same offensively wise, but they've got a better bullpen right now than the Atlanta Braves. And Merrill Kelly against Charlie Martin, whoever has their stuff on that day. So the dog, I'll take the dog, and I'll also take the under, though, because both offenses are struggling, even though, neck and neck. They're both struggling. So I'll take the under and Diamondbacks.
I'm right on there with the total, and I have the game pretty much minus 124 for the Braves. So that would make the Diamondbacks plus 124 at the no big line. Braves are really pretty close to minus 120, so I don't see a ton of anything that I would lean one way or the other. I'm gonna pass the game.
Yankees and Dodgers over under of 8. Yankees plus 115, Dodgers minus 135. I'm taking the Yankees. Same reason I was generally taking them against the Mariners. It's the better offense. It's the better bullpen. Severino against Kershaw. Either guy can deal 7 innings of no-hit ball, so no advantage there. So I'll take the Yankees. Got the other 2 advantages.
Yeah, this was much like the Mets for just whatever reason. I have a projection of way higher for the home team, being the Dodgers. So I'll take the minus 130 price on LA.
And then Orioles and Giants over under of 7.5. Orioles plus 135. Giants minus 155. I do like the over. If the Orioles can get a few off of Logan Webb, I bet this over hits. But the Giants, best bet of the day. Love that bullpen. Love Logan Webb in here. Getting the better offense, better starter, better bullpen. When it's 3 checks across the board, you know that's the best bet of the day. Giants, money line. Lock it in.
I have the Giants favored for sure. Just minus 143 is my projected price. Over under of 8 is what I have. So.
And it's at 7.5. Yeah, that one's a touch tricky. All right, that's how we're gonna do it. Very, very tricky board today, fellas. One, I think you can get your ass handed to you if you're not careful, and you're playing a lot of your leans.
Well, that's every day.
Or if you're convinced that all of a sudden your leans are strong plays, and now it could be a slippery slope. So take it easy, get through today, and then recharge for tomorrow. I did go ahead and look up the matchups. There's some good ones out there. There's some good ones. All right, there it is, Squirrel. Another week of payoff pitch in the books. What a fantastic week it was hanging out with each and every single one of you. Make sure you go out and enjoy that weekend. Come on back on Monday. We'll see how much profit we were able to secure from this past week. Kick off another one here on Payoff Pitch. Have a good one, fellas.
Have a good one. Bye.